That loud ass little beep as soon as I said I was finna say something. You know my biggest pet peeve with YouTube is that you select your broadcast, but you have to press go live in order for it to go all the way live. And I don't like that. It stresses me out. It always stresses me out. Anyway, that's beside the point. Hello, happy Tuesday. We're almost we're almost through the week. So, yeah. I did nothing this weekend except for I think the only like real productive thing that I did this week was, what's the word? I organized stuff on TikTok. That was pretty much it. Because my collections needed to be organized. But other than that, I just kind of relaxed and watched a little bit of what did I watch? I watched I've been watching Soul Eater because I've been really bad about not watching anime and stuff, and I'm trying to sit down and make myself like actually watch some of these animes that are on my watch list, which I need to fix the rest of my list. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm very upset that they killed the only black supporting character. And now I know that it wasn't necessarily just for them getting extra credit, but like it's just kind of shitty to me that the only black character that I see in the whole entire thing ends up getting murdered a few episodes in. I don't know. It just irks me. Today, we are going to be playing. Hi, Wolf. How you doing? Welcome in. I was talking about Soul Eater. I don't think I'm that many episodes. Let me get out there, please. I don't. What was I gonna say? I don't know exactly how many episodes in I am. I think I'm only like. How many episodes are in Soul Eater? Actually, I'm gonna go check. We're not gonna watch it. Hopefully, this doesn't get flagged. It's in a small corner of my thingy. Okay, so I was on like episode 9. Yeah, I was on episode 9. Okay. And there are over 20. Okay, I thought it was only gonna be like 24. No. It's like 30 something episodes on Hulu. Give or take. Maybe more than that. But I'm only on episode 9. I'm still not over Sid dying, bro. Cause why did they have to take him out so early on? And I don't know, him being the fucking and I don't know if he's like a fucking zombie now and they just don't ever come back to it. Like maybe in the manga they do, but they don't come back to it at all, like in the show, except for there was like, oh, somebody killed Sid got murdered, and everybody's just fucking cool with it. And even the headmaster spreads a fucking rumor, like, I don't know who the fuck spreads the rumor, but they spread a rumor essentially saying, yeah, like he's a zombie now and all this other stuff. I'm just like, then we never see Maka's mom? Yeah, we here. It pissed me off. It made me very, very upset. I was extremely, extremely upset with I don't know. Honestly, I need them to stop playing with me. I need them to stop playing with me for real. Honestly, I need to find some more anime to watch though. I want to like, okay, I'm going to try to make myself watch Overlord for the sake of just saying that I watched Overlord, but Overlord low-key boring. And it's kind of like, y'all, I talk about all the time how I don't like fantasy games, except for D&D based games. And I think the only other D&D based games that I've played besides Baldur's Gate are Divinity and Solasta, and they're only better with friends. But like, I'm just like, I wanna like Overlord because I like the intro and all the other shit. But I'm just like, damn, bro, this shit kind of boring. And then apparently he's the villain too or some shit. And I didn't know that, so I was like, oh, well, I I don't know. Me and anime, like I'm trying my best to like sit down and watch stuff. I'm trying because I got a whole list, and I think like, do I still have my Notion? Did I update my Notion yet? If y'all don't know, my Notion is a little bit messy. I got like a weekly, like my weekly planner is fine, but like the other stuff that's in this is like absolutely atrocious. Let me see something. Okay, I got a bunch of like halfway ones. I gotta go back. There's like quite a few that I have to go back and watch. I'm not finishing. I just want y'all to know now. Don't ask me about Death Note because I'm not going back and watching Death Note. I halfway finished Death Note and I think like, what did I give it on here? I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Death Note pisses me off. But I'm currently like, but the main two anime that I'm watching right now are Toilet Bound, Hanako-kun, and Soul Eater. And I gotta still kind of sort of brush up on Toilet Bound, Hanako-kun because I've been watching the sub instead of the dub. I'd be afraid of dubs. I'd be real afraid of dubs because I feel like some of the dubs not gonna sound like some of the dubs don't sound right. But that's why I haven't like watched the. That's why I haven't listened to the dub of like fuck, what is that? I'm trying to think of it. No. Demon Slayer. I haven't watched the dub to Demon Slayer because I heard it and I was like, oh, that's a little gross. That's a little nasty. Just a smidgen. Just a smidgen. But yeah, I think all the ones that I finished, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I finished 13 at the moment. So I'm good. That's good. And I gotta go back and finish a couple, but I don't think Blood Sea is on Hulu anymore. It's gonna take me a minute to get back into watching My Hero. Jujutsu Kaisen is like, I think I'm gonna wait until this season is over with to go back and watch. I'm not watching the second season of Promise Neverland. I heard that was ass. It's like 20 years. It's like in all, it's like 25 of these that are here. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think I'm done with my little my little anime rant. I'm just so proud that I finally started back watching stuff. I'm making my I'm trying to force my boyfriend to watch Soul Eater with me because I'm so bad. Like, I don't know. I need somebody to talk to, and I need somebody to like. When I'm watching, I need somebody to like talk to and just bounce the energy off of because that shit with Medusa. Anyway, okay. Today we are playing Night Call. I've talked about the game before because I really like I like noir games, and I think I played this. This came out. This was on Game Pass like a while back when Ikenfell was still on Game Pass. It's a really cool game. I think it originally came out in like 2019, and you're essentially a taxi driver who has to find a serial killer. And I like it. It's all in black and white, and it's based in France. It's French, so I think it's kind of sort of on the cozy side. It's a little cozy. It's a little cozy, but it's also yeah, I like it. Nothing gonna make me pay for Wayfinder. I want to play Wayfinder, but I don't think I got access to the beta again, or access to the thing. So yeah. without further ado, let's get into it. Let me turn this back on. Okay. Hello? Why is my options? Hold on. Excuse me. Yeah. I don't know why my... Okay. Now it's acting correctly. Let me know if it's too loud. Sometimes I don't know what the fuck how I be doing stuff. Okay. Okay, so the judge is 4 of these. Okay. So the judge victims have all something in common, but the motive seems clear. But which suspect could have done it? Balanced case, perfect for a first run. Random victims, unknown motive, weird case, slightly more difficult than the others. And Sandman, the victims may feel random at first, but there's a connection. Yet the motives might be hard to find. Dark and twisted case. I haven't played this in a while. I think the last time that I played it was a couple years ago. So yeah, we're gonna go with the judge. And we're gonna go with balanced. Because I want both story and gameplay stuff, so. This is my version of like liking to read. Because I don't have any books. Oh, fuck. I think one way you can also tell if a game is gonna be good is if the music itself is also good. And I really like the music in this game a lot, so. Oh no. Here? Sir? Can hear me? Or do I need to speak up? You're fine. She takes a deep breath. Sir, you just spent 2 weeks in a coma. The world bounces around your head. You need a moment to understand its meaning. Coma? The word scratches along your tongue, your throat. Yes, you were the victim of an assault. The word resonates in your head. Victim. You're aware a serial killer is currently on the loose in Paris. You feel the contents of your stomach crawling up your throat. The judge, as the police call the killer, assaulted you. The bullet touched your liver, and in most circumstances, it would have been fatal. We chose to put you in an induced. Her voice becomes more distant, fades. You taste bile at the back of your mouth. Your head is burning. You hear a whistle in one ear. Your fingers move to your wound. Underneath the bandages, you can feel hard skin. It is incredibly painful. Did they... I'm sorry? Did they catch the judge? No. What about my passenger? He was dead before you even got out of your cab. The doctor is silent for a second. A very awkward second. She hesitates. The police would like to see you as soon as possible to ask you some questions. After all, you're the only one who survived the judge. Noise in the hallway attracts your attention. You try to turn your head to no avail. You need rest. She leaves the room. Her voice resonates in the hallway. I don't care he's the only witness. Another female voice joins in, a strong, authoritarian voice. You can't clearly make up what she's saying. A strange feeling washes over you. It's not pain, not fatigue, some odd combination of the two. Before being in a hospital room, you never realized that anger was made up of a combination of pain and exhaustion. Anger. A feeling you know all too well. Days go by, and a month later, I'd be mad as fuck too if somebody tried to barge into my hospital room and be like, you're the only person who knows who they are. Like, I just got out of a coma. Okay, so we got like $327. Okay. Well, look, I've got a bit of a problem. A real problem, that is. You have a pounding headache. It's your first night behind the wheel since the attack. Are you listening to me? You catch your boss's eye in the rearview mirror. Sorry. I just want things to get back to normal. To clear my head. To stop thinking about it all. He's watching you closely. Trying to make out what's going on in your head. You're not worried about you, don't you? I know. You're like a son to me, you know. I know. And you know he's about to tell you the story of his taxi fleet. Again. When my father died and left me the store, I could have sold it. I could have retired, gone back to the old country. Let him go on, because it's one of those stories. But I decided to start a cab fleet with the money he left me to hire the guys from the neighborhood. And that's why I've got 45 guys like you working for me. His hands flutter in the air. No, none of them are any match for you. He smiles. His voice suddenly takes on a serious note. Do you want me to go over everything again? He points to the equipment on the dashboard, the meter, the GPS. You haven't been in a taxi for weeks. Maybe you do need a little refresher. Yeah, good idea. Right, then, well, first the map. You spot potential customers and try to guess where they'll be going. Then you decide. When a customer orders a taxi, if there's no one else around, you have to go pick them up. He shrugs. I like this game a lot. Like, I think one of the reasons why I like it so much is because it's kind of a noir. Like, you still have to go find clues and stuff, but it's still like story-based. Very linear story shit. And I think the killer changes each and every time. But if we get the same killer this time, I might know. He shrugs. That's the way it goes. It's business. No problem. The other fares, you look at You look at the map and decide whether or not you want to take them. And then you drive. He flashes a quick mechanical smile. You know it well. When he talks about work, he talks about work. That's all. When your shift is over, We do the numbers, and his voice trails off as if it's searching for the right words. And that's all. It's pretty simple. There's no reason why you can't do it. Oh, right. No overtime. We're in France here, and there are rules, regulations. You might not see it that way, but no one likes having a driver who hasn't slept it for 24 hours. He looks away. Something's been bothering him since he got into the cab. Anyhow, you know the ropes. You get it. I know you're going to do a good job. What's the matter? Your boss keeps quiet for a while, as if he's hesitant to speak. And then, I don't think it's a good idea. You shouldn't be driving. The murderer is still out there, and we think he's going to come back. For you. Maybe. Your boss pulls himself up a little straighter. You can sense he's trying to control himself. Try not to get upset. Maybe he's been told to go easy on you. I mean, why would you not though? Because I just got kind of like, I mean, it's been a month. But, you know, still, I'm not that worried about it. You don't be that worried about it either. He holds your gaze, then turns away. You know, I could put you on a day shift or send you out to the suburbs, away from it all. You shook your head no. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I'll let you get back to work. Every minute spent in your taxi is a minute lost. He gives you a small, half-ironic half-serious. Have a good evening. The sarcasm in his voice is palpable. Right. You have a good evening too. He'll spend the rest of the night dealing with problems and drivers. You wonder how and when the guy ever gets any sleep. Your boss opens the door and exits the cab. You watch him cross the street and enter the fleet garage. A couple of colleagues are milling about. Taxis are coming and going. They all ignore you, consciously or unconsciously. You are branded. You sit there a moment, then turn the key in the ignition. The hum of the engine sends a tingle down your spine. It's impossible to describe how you miss that feeling. It's back to the night shift. Back to life. Despite the attack. Despite it all. Alrighty, let's get driving. Okay, so I think we're good on gas. And we got like more than enough money right now, so who do we want to go pick up? You look interesting. I want to pick you up first. Angelique. I have to get back to the 16th. Except the next passenger getting into your cabin is in a cloud of extreme heavy perfume. It's the well-known scent. One you often see advertised on the Champ Elise. I think that's how you pronounce that. I don't know. The woman must be in her 50s. She has an impeccable posture. The fur she wears around her neck must be worth several days' pay. She opens her mouth. Good evening. Before you start driving, I just need to tell you something very... She purses her lips, attempting to stifle the word that is about to come out, and raises a finger. Shit! Whore! She continues to look at you, the same smile frozen on her face. She just shouted gibberish at you, but her face hasn't budged. It's like she isn't even aware of what she said. She presses her lips even harder. Doggy foreskin! She shakes her head. I am truly sorry. Please, hear me out. You are so taken aback that you find nothing to say. I'm suffering from a major emotional trauma. It seems to have triggered very strong verbal episodes. They're exhausting, to be honest. I hope you can understand. Please know that I don't believe a single word that I'm saying. She smiles. Tiny dick! Please! It's my husband. She shrugs. Married for 25 years. 2 kids. A house on the coast. All sorts of fun for the future. Fun plans for the future. Then a sad smile flashes across her face. Eat shit! She looks at you. I'm used to it. Thank you for your understanding. She grins for just a second. Here I am discovering how to live alone for the first time at 50. Crazy, isn't it? Toilet brush up your ass! It's really not so easy. You bite your cheek to avoid laughing and start driving. With a bit of luck, your passenger won't say anything for the remainder of the ride. Your passenger sighs. Do you know what I did today? You glance at her in the rearview mirror. No idea. Well, dear sir, I opened a bank account. She flashes a smug smile. In my own name. Fucking bitch. This a whole NYC combo, please. She takes a moment. You didn't have an account before? My husband never thought I needed one. He took care of everything. It was easier. She shrugs her shoulders like it was all of no importance. Double fuck! I get it, you know, how terribly complicated all of this paperwork is. All these contracts, page after page of tiny print. The woman at the bank was charming, very instructive, 4-legged slut. Her face is clouded with sadness for a second. I could tell, of course, that all this... She points to her face. All this bothered her. Bitch, cunt, slut. That's probably why they didn't want me to open my account in our old branch. She looks out at the road passing by. It's so funny to me. Like, it's not funny, but it's funny. An awkward silence fills the cab. Your passenger puts an end to it, her voice slightly croaking as she speaks softly. Both my children had bank accounts before I did. Isn't that unbelievable? And my daughter, she told me 1,000 times that it was a normal dick, that everyone should have a ass, that the 1940s were over. And I blew her off, you see. I was happy with the way things were. Her eyes grow hazy, her lips purse. How did it work? Well, pussy, my husband gave me cash. He took care of any major expenses himself. She shrugs and seems slightly annoyed by the question. I don't really know why, but I never felt the need to have my own bank card. Not when we got married, nor after. Tiny dick! You get the impression that last outburst wasn't quite like the others. It almost seemed intentional. You know, I've never paid rent. Not a shadow of pity in her voice, simply an observation. Can you not? Hold on, wait. Let me see something. That's so wild. You really thought I was making all of it up? That's crazy. Sometimes I forget that I have to resize, like that this has to get resized because of like how big, like sometimes how big it is. Thank you for catching it. There we go. Okay. No, I'm not that good of a storyteller. I promise you I'm not. Okay. I'm starting a completely fuck new life. I thought you had the imagination fosters. Please. If I did, I would be able to write this D&D campaign now. I had to sign papers and send letters and documents proving I actually live where I say I do. It's odd. She heaves a strange sigh. I'm starting a new life. Like I was on the run and hiding behind a false identity. Quite dramatic, isn't it? Hamster up your ass! She smiles crookedly, but it's so fast you almost miss it. You're not far from from your destination, and your passenger appears lost in her thoughts. The trip continues in silence for a few minutes. Bitch! Almost. Until you pull up in front of your client's place. She almost jumps when you speak up. Here we are. Yes. You know, diarrhea! My parents live just a little further up the street. She lets the last sentence hang in the air, like she's learning the fact at the same time as you. Actually, I lived my whole life here. She pays her fare. The bills are brand new, spanking clean. Good night, and good luck, sir. Syphilis! Okay. And she gets out. You watch her until she disappears into the lobby of her building. I got a tip too, period. That's wild. Just imagine, bro. Is that a robot? Oh, wait. We're gonna pick up the robot. I think the robot would be a little interesting. Can it, like, is that like a thing that actually happens though? Like, I've never known an emotional response to be like, I've never known like an emotional, like, folks having like emotional responses to stuff like that in that way. But also, I get it. I feel like that would be like a little bit cathartic in it to an extent. We need your kind of help. Okay, well, you ain't going that far, so. You pull your cab up to the sidewalk and lean over. Your passengers are in the dark alleyway, just off the main street. They are, how to put it, in disguise. As four superheroes in spandex suits stretched over their bodies. They remind you of a show from your childhood. The human brain and body is complex. Yeah, I can totally see it though. Call to your passengers. You roll down your window and call to your passengers. One of them, dressed in pink, looks up. He or she staggers over to the taxi and makes an attempt to poke his or her head through the window. The helmet bangs against the metal frame and they groan in surprise. You are driver? It's a he. And even with his helmet on, you can smell the stench of booze on his breath. Yeah? He turns around in his pink suit. Hey guys, hey! The rest of the group turns around. It's our cab! You know, I actually don't have, like, I can't really fucking yell. Like, you wanna know why? Like, I've just never raised my voice above, like, a yell for real. Like, I yell, but I yell in a different way. A yelp of joy comes from the alleyway. All four suited passengers get into the car, one after the other. The aroma of beer and piss wafts into the cab. Okay, man, I'll keep it brief. We lost Ultra Yellow. We don't know where she's hiding. The one dressed in green starts screaming in the cab, a deep male voice with a southern accent. We're drunk! Yeah, like we didn't already know. What does she look like? They look at each other. Well, now, it's kind of hard to describe. She looks like us, but in yellow. Yeah, that's not bad, but careful. She has a different symbol. The symbol of life on her chest. And we need her because he's interrupted by a hiccup. The symbol of life. No, asswipe, our hotel keys. You know where we're supposed to sleep? She has the keys to our room. Ultra Pink clears his throat like it might be a technique for getting the alcohol out of his system quicker. Anyway, could you just drive around the neighborhood slowly? She can't be far. The one in red, silent up until now, raises their head. Yeah, dudes, yeah. We're gonna look for her and we're gonna find her. We're gonna get drunk. We're gonna get a drink because I'm thirsty. Aren't you guys? Aren't you dudes? A woman's voice? Or a teenager? You're not sure. Who's thirsty? Yay fills the cab. Everyone seems up for a drink. Now I could do the funniest thing here and get everybody more drunk. But I feel like that's irresponsible on my part because I'm a taxi driver and I don't want them throwing up in my goddamn cab. So we're gonna say no. No, you're too drunk. What? What do you mean? We've barely had anything to drink. Almost nothing. You're going to puke all over my taxi. Cross my heart, we won't throw up. Actually, we already have, and we never throw up. Throw up is the symbol of life. Stop shouting. We're trying to have a conversation here. Okay, but cool it with the drinking after. Huh? What do you mean by that? That you're too drunk to drink anymore. When you're dealing with drunk passengers, you always use the same firm, confident voice. We find your friend and then you settle down. Ultra Pink nods in. Okay, fine, deal. Your passengers are overwhelmed with joy, with the exception of the silent one leaning against the window behind you. Yes, let's go. You start driving. Keep your eyes peeled, guys. Okay? Ultra Pink is riddled with hiccups and acid reflux. So, where should we start? We were at Furiosa with Ultra Yellow. We were drinking there until they refused to keep serving us. Fucking Nazi hipsters! That sounds like some shit that somebody from the country would say, and I'm so mad about it. Bring it down a notch. No need to get so excited. Why don't we start there? Maybe she's at the hotel, emptying the minibar. Lucky duck. Oh yeah, not a bad idea. Or she's in the little park where we went to drink mead. A sigh escapes from the red helmet. The beer was so cheap. It was called beer. Spelled wrong on the label and everything. But Red is right. Ultra Yellow might be in the park. What should we... Oh, fuck. My stomach. Where should we go? We'll go to the little park first. They said this game is for you. Not too much. Let's go. To the park it is. Maybe she's still there. No, she was at the bar with us, right? I don't know anymore. They tell you how to find the park. They're talking about, and you start. You start the car. I don't know how to read. In the back, they spark up a discussion centering on the following theme. Which country has the best price and or amount of alcohol ratio? You quickly tune them out. You let out a sigh and shake your head, hoping you'll be done with them soon. Pink and red vote for Bulgaria. Green shouts that the only right answer is Croatia. As for blue, he hasn't said a single word. No, he hasn't said a word all evening. You're starting to worry. The park finally comes into sight, and the silence fills the cab. I don't see anyone in this park here. You sure it's this one? Yeah, I recognize it. That's where I yacked up my insides. And yet you're still totally drunk, dude. I'm not that drunk. I'll prove it. I can remember my credit card number. 4434. You give out your credit card number when you're drunk? No, never. Except when I'm drunk. Imagine how many charges he has in the fucking morning because he fucking screams out his credit card number. Silence in the cab. Does anyone have a fucking idea? You clear your throat. Can we try the hotel? Yeah, the hotel. She might have already crashed. Maybe she hooked up with someone. Shit. Yeah, okay, let's go. You start driving. A mild migraine taking over your head. You start driving to the address the pink guy gave you. Behind you, the discussion is getting out of hand. Pink and red think they should have never eaten at that sushi restaurant. Green is screaming that yellow is totally nuts anyway. As for blue, he still hasn't said anything. You watch him in the rearview mirror. If you go by the way his head is lolling, he's starting to fall asleep. A few minutes later, you pull up in front of the hotel. It's the kind of place that really tries to appear classy. The flowers in the entryway are clearly artificial. Okay, so what's the plan? I'm going to ask if she's there, then we make it up as we go along, like we've been doing all night. The pink guy gets out of the taxi, leaving you alone with the other three. For a long while you remain silent, a welcome change from Green's screaming. The door suddenly opens, making everyone jump. Except Ultra Blue, of course. They haven't seen anyone. She's not there. We'll never find her. Keep cool. We haven't looked everywhere yet. All right. What was the name of the bar where you left Ultra Yellow? The Furiosa. Yeah. That's it, the Furiosa. You smile. I'm sure that's where she is. Yeah, the bar. Good idea. I just accidentally got country there for a second. Yay! Maybe we could get a nice colon while we're at it. No, we're going to look for yellow. Plus, they don't want us in there anymore. Do I need to remind you of the scene you made? Someone whispers the address of the bar. It's not far. You start the car and can't help but smile. But wait, guys. Wait just one tiny second. Anyone check the trunk of the cab? Red and pink sigh. No, come on. How can you be more drunk than I am? Did you pop some pills in the toilet again? Huh? No, man, no. And they go on there to discuss their darkest memories of boozing past. As for Blue, not a peep. You're starting to get worried. Say something, cause hey, say, your friend there, is he okay? The discussion in the back of the cab comes to a halt. Who? Ultra Blue? Yeah, don't worry. He's a silent drunk. Yeah, what he said. Actually, it's the only way to get him to shut up. I was getting worried. You shouldn't. We're adults. We're responsible. Well, more or less responsible. His deep voice disintegrates into a low grumble. But anyway, he's just fine. Aren't you, Ultra Blue? No answer from the concerned party. What's with the costumes? They aren't costumes. We're Ultra Warriors from the planet, from outer space. Yeah, stop your yelling for a second. They're for a bachelor party. Ultra Green here's our cherished friend. You won't be a virgin for much longer. Peals of laughter come from the back seat. Join in. 5 seconds later, silence fills the cab. In the back, they're all looking at the windows, just in case. There's an odd feeling in the air, like the last day of summer camp. With booze. You finally get to the bar and park where you can. Despite the time, the bar is still full and patrons are scattered across the sidewalk. Hey, look! Over there! What do you see? Well, that's Ultra Yellow, isn't it? They all lean over except Blue to try to make out the shape in the darkness. What are you talking about? Yes! Aha, that must really blow your mind, huh? And on the first try, too bad. We've been wandering around for an hour. We're all thirsty. Stop your... The pink guy starts fumbling with his spandex pants. We want to take care of her. I think she needs us. You need any help? No. You get the impression he's subtly in a hurry. Thanks for your help, man. We'll take her from here. Yeah, man. Thanks for your help, man. Stop screaming, for fuck's sake. Your taxi was like an angel that fell out of the sky into a barrel of beer. The symbol of life. Come on, get out. Everyone's had enough of your stinky breath. And they get out of the car one after another. Once on the sidewalk, they walk over to their friend and surround her. You focus your attention on your taxi for a while and collect your thoughts. The one guy who was screaming, his vulgar friend, your head is pounding. You're shaking up. It's rare that your passengers get under your skin that much. Oh, I discovered 2% of it. And just as you're leaving the bar behind, you smell something weird. You turn around. Blue left a stain on the back seat. It's not really pee, nor is it vomit. It's indescribable. You glance outside. Your passengers are no longer in the front of the bar. Maybe they went inside to get a drink? You open the windows and start driving. With a bit of luck, you'll drive before you pick up a new passenger. You make a mental note to clean your taxi before the end of your shift. I only got 16? Oh God. Okay. I think my shift is almost over. The door suddenly opens and a woman gets into the back seat. Having a good night? For a second, you freeze. It's one of the cops working on the judge's case. She grins at you. Her voice creaks. You remember seeing her at the hospital. Something already bothered you about her there. You know, it's actually pretty crazy. For weeks, I've been saying to myself, there's something off about you. Something not so nice. I dug around, mulled it over, bugged all of my fellow cops about it. Because I was sure you lied to us. I'm gonna let her go on her little monologue. She has a cold sneer on her face. I'm gonna be frank with you. She leans over to you. I don't think you're the judge. Nah, I just can't picture it. She squints like she's trying to make you out from far away. Like you'd have gone to the extent of hurting yourself. Yeah, between us, it's a bit of a stretch. She stares at you. but not enough of a stretch for my chief to stop going on and on about you. Seriously, he talks about you all the time. If I didn't know better, I think he had a crush on you. She smirks. No, I think he's more interested in your profile. In prison at 17, and icy chill feels you're good. And for murder, too. You open your mouth, but nothing comes out. Since you got out, you've kept a low profile, but you're lying about your name and your address. I checked. It's normal, you'd say. If they get word of your time served, no loan for your permit, no lease for your car, meaning no second chance at life. Her voice becomes softer, almost warm. I personally like guys who want a second chance. No, I like guys who fight for a second chance. Basically, I like guys who are willing to work for me. She leans forward, her shining cat-like eyes narrowing. My chief wants to go to the prosecutor with a first and last name with evidence. Actually, knowing him, he's not so hot on evidence. So, I'll give you info, victims, suspects, medical reports, some photos that are a bit... She makes a gagging noise. You have to be discreet. Keep them between you and me. Interrogate, ask questions, dig around. I'm not a cop. She shrugs. Don't worry, you're already keener than half the squad. And don't forget, I'm not asking you to make an arrest and deliver the killer wrapped up in a bow in front of the station, okay? You're no Batman. You're just here to get me more information. She rummages around in her pockets for what seems like forever. Here, take my card. I'll call you in 3-4 days. Just check in. We'll chat. And I'll let you know if I have any new info. She texts on a dyadic parentalistic tone. Like she was giving you a list of recommendations for the 100th time. Don't get caught, don't get arrested. Also, I wouldn't recommend trying to leave Paris. I know what you look like, and I know who your friends are. You can either be the solution or the problem, my friend. She takes a minute to scan your face, your emotions. If I have to, I'll go check in on you know who. Her smile is biting. That reminds me. She know you've done time? Your head shakes. She snickers. Oh, my little dirtbag, you cover your checks well. I did what I could. Yeah, if you say so. She sighs in a tired, exaggerated way. Just try to mess with me, man. If things don't go well, I'll turn you in. I'll send your picture to all my friends in the media and every asshole in Paris. Your picture with your name on it. Your real name. Anyone close to you will have their places searched. They'll be put under house arrest, spend nights in jail. You have any idea how tense things are with that fucker's trial underway? You sigh. You just know what she's trying to get at. Come to think of it, your last names are almost the same. You could be brothers, actually. I'm nothing like that son of a bitch. She smiles. Let me tell you, with that face of yours and your handle, they'll welcome you with open arms. You have no right. I know we have no right. She takes on a serious tone, businesslike. I want to catch this killer personally. I want to drag him to court, ruin his fucking life with a bang. I can't botch this case. You got me? And neither can you, right? Obviously. Well, great then. We see eye to eye. So you can just say you're my informant, my CI. He ripped open your gut, you saw your own insides. You were in a coma, Yeah, you have plenty of reasons to want to get back at him. She furrows her brow. Yeah, I think you're actually going to do what I tell you to do. You investigate, ask questions, listen to all the rumors, then you come up with a list of suspects. She lays her hand on the door handle and freezes. All right, and don't get fired. Without this cab, you're worth nothing to me. You glare at her. That's so wild, because why would you come into my cab? You coming in on my work day. You didn't even go pay for the minutes you just ran up on my cab. Because I know the car running. I know the meter running. You're just going to tell me that I'm going to help you find this killer. I don't like this girl. Say nothing. She puts her hands up and you can hear the words behind it. This conversation never happened. I'll make sure you get more intel tomorrow. I'll find a way. Until then, not a word to anyone. Obviously, not a word. The door opens, squeaks, and slams shut. Fucking bitch. You sit alone for a while, teeth clenched, dry-eyed, ears buzzing. Shit. On the back seat, the cop left a pile of papers. Did the papers get wet by the weird... Never mind. Shit. Key in the ignition, motor running. Radio's on, it crackles. You turn it off and start driving. Talking to passengers might unlock new documents and clues for your investigation. You will find them back at your studio after your shift. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Left, right, bitch, that's right. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I kind of want some food. I want some more food. Okay, let's go. Like, she's using my past against me. And then wanted to be like, I don't think that you tried to harm yourself to harm other people. That's, ma'am. You take a second to enjoy the silence of your studio apartment. Outside, the city is slowly waking up. You can hear the hum of the taxi buzzing in your ears. You throw the files Busette gave you on the table. On the wall, you hung up the big cork board where you used to pin up photos of your nephews. They've been gone since you got out of... Your plan is simple. Jot down all the pieces of evidence and connect them to the suspects. The guilty party won't necessarily be the one with the most evidence against them, but the one with the most compelling evidence against them. It's like you're building a story about each suspect. Trying to understand their motives. Understand how he or she got into the situation. The bus goes by, making the walls shake. You sigh and get to work. Okay, so depending on each file, they give you, it'll take up some time of ours. Okay, so I want to look at this one. Oh, wait, how many things do we have? So I'm gonna look at this one. And now we have a little bit of time, so I'm okay, cool. Hold on, my eyes are like, ugh. So these are the people who are suspected of the crimes. Claudia Campos, Javier Gralio, Gralu, Pierret, Batez, Salim, Wadian, and Paul Marie Fragonard. So all four of them are 1 meter, like they're less than that, or they're like, I think they're like shorter than that. Killer left message in chalk on first 3 crimes. Killer knew the victims or researched them, so no sign of violence. So the ones that I don't have that aren't connected to anybody, I'm just going to move out the way, like, or I'm gonna try to move like out the way, so in like empty spaces. So majority of them have in common is that they are, I think they might be taller. The killer's height is, I don't know. So this is like literally everybody. The weapon was a rare gun that was used in the 70s, and that's what Paul has. The crime message justice has to do something with Salim, and the crime message times up has to do with Claudia. And both of them up there, they deserve. This has something to do with them. So everything else we have no, we don't know. Okay. By the way, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get me some water and check to see if there's. What do I do with my controller? Okay. I keep forgetting that I have like 2 controllers. Excuse me. Yeah, I keep forgetting that I have like 2 controllers. And the controller that I have, or I have like 2 Xbox controllers, and the other one I was like, oh, I forgot that I could like use one for my PC and the other one specifically for my Xbox. But I would just constantly have to change, like, charge the batteries. So when I'm not using one, I just have to change up the battery. You know, smart thinking. All right. So I don't know what else we can do with this information. There's no more evidence. So now we can just end the night. With the heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You slowly open the sofa bed and lie down. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. I don't know if I skipped something or not. We gotta get you another one, please. I don't even have anywhere to put them. Honestly, like the next... I think like the next, I definitely would need, like shelves and stuff in my room, because I don't know, like I've said this plan before, but I don't think I've told everybody, because I know I told Kiko and Angel. But I have a day bed in my room, and I want to take the day bed out and just get a Japanese mattress so I can sleep on the floor. And I just want a bigger like space for my setup in general. Cause if you haven't noticed, right here is my closet, and I'm really just confined like into the corner of my room. So I was like, I want to move majority of my stuff, like my gaming systems over there, which I'm probably gonna end up selling my PS4. But I'm getting a new Xbox, and I think I'm giving my actual Xbox to like my boyfriend. So I'm moving all of my other stuff like over that way, so I can like have like shelves and other stuff like over here, and then like posters and stuff, plus some more shelves. But I might like get some shelves just so I can put like a majority of my like my controllers on. So, but like I have the blue one because I ended up buying the blue one. I got the red one that you ended up buying me, and the red one I normally use for like the console, and then the blue one I use, like I'll start using for this. So yeah, you open one eye. Someone someone flushes the toilet and you hear the pipe shake. One of them runs under your bed. You find the sound calming. You get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. I don't know. I'm just ready to like. I also just redid my room. I'm so ready to redo mine, but I gotta get rid of like a lot of stuff in order to, because I still have my I have my box like from when I moved out. My just like my box of like gaming stuff. Then I have my sewing machine in here. It's just so much stuff that I need to like move around so I can finally have the setup that I want. Because as soon as I get the fucking setup, it's over with. Like for Christmas, I already know that I'm getting a new mic, and I might depending I might change some stuff. Either I might move some stuff around on like my wish list and stuff, but I don't know. Who would I like to talk to? This is one of the suspects, isn't it? Oh, okay. I was trying to see what he wanted, but all right. We're gonna listen to the radio for a second. Your fingers are poised in front of the car radio, trying to find something to listen to. We're gonna listen to the news. You happen upon the nighttime news. A crime novelist being interviewed about his latest book brings up the judge. He's quick to say that, according to his sources, the first victim owed money to the mafia. And actually, he thinks this whole case is linked to organized crime. The judges, I need to actually put put some more commands and stuff on here. Hold on, wait, I can link it to you because I think I said, do I have my social? Do I not have my socials on here either? Because if I don't, I'm gonna be kind of sad. Ugh. Okay. My bad. I'm such a bad streamer. Ugh. I'm sorry. It's never taken you this long before. Here is me beacons. Yeah, there go the beacons. The judge is just a front for the real criminals. I'm on it. Please. Gotta inspect. Cause I add like when I do my list, like majority of the stuff that I put on there at first was like a bunch of like electronic stuff. And I was like, I'm trying to also be like a beauty content creator too, like a gaming beauty content creator. And then I started putting like other stuff on there too, like skincare stuff and all that. But yeah, the judge is just a front for the real criminals. As soon as the news is over, you turn the radio off so that the cab is silent again. I don't think we need gas yet. Did he go away? Did it? Oh, fuck. Okay, we gotta. Yeah, okay. I sees a pretty lady, so we're gonna go enjoy the pretty lady. And then we could probably get gas afterwards. I'm headed to Charles de Gaulle Airport. Okay. Your next passenger is alone and waiting for you on the sidewalk. She gets in the cab and whispers, "Hello." She has no handbag or suitcase, just a small handmade sign with an Indian name printed on it. Charles de Gaulle, please. She is young with a soft and slight accent. Her face shows no emotion. Her fingers play with a small gold chain around her neck. It is the only piece of jewelry she has on. You drive, glancing back at her from time to time. Her head seems to be elsewhere. Everything all right, miss? She nods her head gently, cracking a tiny smile. It's really early. The first planes to come in are the worst. Everyone is exhausted and half asleep. Yes, exactly, and she sighs. I must confess, I really don't want to go there. A tiny smile lights up her face for a split second before disappearing. Family? My future husband. Well, future. I've never even met him. Her accent suddenly becomes stronger. You know this habit well. Just before confiding in you, passengers tend to relax into their natural accent. I'm sure he's a great guy, as they say. Here, sadness appears in her voice. But I don't know him at all. My parents chose him. It's crazy, isn't it? Are you shocked? No. A sad smile washes briefly over her face. It's tradition, or at least it used to be. My parents are a bit old school, even by current standards in India. I choose to study here and not in England like my sisters. She flashes a smile. I fell in love with Paris and decided to stay. I almost never go home. Actually, this is home now. Anyway, my parents insist I meet him. He decided to make the trip, saying he had a meeting as a pretext. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to jump to judgment. It's understandable from their perspective. I mean, it worked for them, right? You sense something bubbling up. Anger before she freezes. Some people refuse to let their emotions out. She slowly regains control of her body. What day trips would you recommend outside Paris? Nearby? She nods. Versailles, of course. It's really beautiful. Definitely worth it. Her face lights up. Oh, yes, perfect. I'm sure he'll like that. Or the Fontainebleau. There's a huge park, very wild. If he likes hiking. I don't really know. She smiles shyly. You prefer to say nothing. The airport is not much further. Something about the young woman makes you feel uncomfortable. She looks as if she's about to scream, but is holding it in. Time passes and silence fills the cab. Which terminal? Your question startles her. Terminal C. 2C, I think. It's supposed to be a nice day out today. A smile crosses her face, then quickly disappears. Yes, I hope so. Thank you. You park the car in front of Terminal 2C. Your passenger grabs her sign and exits the cab. She pauses for a second as if she were about to say something. Then she disappears. Period. Arranged marriages are, I don't want to say they're weird per se, but oh, that's one of the suspects. Oh, it's two of the suspects. Okay. Shh. I said we was gonna get gas, but we're gonna talk to one of the suspects first. So, and you are the closest one. As you drive by a kebab restaurant, you're overcome by the wafting smell of meat and fat. You're hungry. Hey, pal, can you help me out? Let's hope we get there in one piece. Doors open. It's Hervé, a homeless man like hundreds of others in Paris. You've known each other for years, and every now and then he asks a favor of you to drive him someplace. Oh, that's kind of a twist. Somebody we might know might have, asked a little. Okay. As usual, he greets you quietly, though he always seems a little on edge. Hey, buddy. What's up, pup? He has a strange verbal tick that you've never really understood. You shut the cab. You look in the rearview mirror, and you realize that the homeless man is clutching his left side. Well, all right already, Freddy. Is everything all right? He gives you a vague answer. Yeah, sure, fine. A pause. He can't help making a face. I'm gonna insist. You're really not looking that great. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got in a little fight last night with this guy. But that's all taken care of now. All taken care of. He smiles, revealing a row of bad teeth. What kind of fight? With a wave of his hand, he changes the subject. Blah, who gives a shit about that kind of fight? What kind of fight it was? All you need to know is he took something that belonged to me and he paid the price. He closes his eyes for a moment. So, yeah, he wasn't all that bad. But if you let someone steal your stuff, you're done for, sure? You have to show him you're tough, that you're a big shot. He pulls a sour smile. Sometime later, your passenger clears his throat. You wouldn't happen to have a little something to drink, would you? You know, like they do these newfangled cabs these days. Chauffeur-driven cars. Yeah, that's right. I don't have anything. Sorry. He nods. I don't mean water, you know. You smile. I realize that. He sighs. Usually you're not such a pain. I'm worried. He opens his mouth to say something, then stops short. Yeah, I know, man. Sorry. He gives you a black look. Questions, you know. I've got those mornings, noon, and night. I'm sick and tired of them. He loses himself in thought. As you drive along, you see him struggling to keep his eyes open. They are more often shut than open now. Turn up the heat. Your passenger's head jerks back up. Oh, you really are a good guy, you know, yo? The passenger gives you a sleepy smile. Hey, serious. You don't mind if I get a little shut-eye on the way, do you? You nod. Enjoy. He gives you a smile, but it's still a painful grimace. Next thing you know, he's sound asleep. You continue to drive in silence, soothed by the warm air of the car heater. You pull up in front of the nondescript gray building. The passenger immediately wakes up and looks around. Shit, this is great. I'm first. Where are we? An organization that hands out clothes for winter. I heard they were going to open a pause. He's searching for the right word. A new shop, you could say. And I am the first one, huh? When does it open? 2 days from now. Your eyes widen. Your passenger gives a little laugh. Don't worry, I have plenty to keep me busy. He pats his pants pocket. I found some books. One on yoga and then a book by that old handsome dude. You know, the guy who talks on the radio? He'll help pass the time. He gives you a tap on the shoulder. He reaches for the door and stops short, overcome with a spasm of pain. Fuck. Are you okay? Yeah, don't worry. See you next time. Yeah. He turns to you and gives you one of his big smiles. He opens the door and climbs gingerly out. And, thanks for turning up the heat. That was nice. I don't see how he could have, why he would have, like, wanted to, you know, hit us upside the head or graze us with a bullet. Next thing you know, he's disappeared down a dark side street. You sigh. And start the cab. Okay, now let's go get gas for real. I don't know. I think like one of my favorite things, there's something so Parisian about this street. Except perhaps for the supermarket open so late. I think one of the things I really like about this game is the ambiance. The music and the background noise meshes so well together. And it's kind of like listening to ASMR, like one of those ASMR videos. It's like talking about like it's raining in like a specific area. You pull over and stop at a gas station. Not a soul in sight. The fluorescent lights irritate your eyes and the smell of pee is wafting up from the space between the pumps. It's self-service here. You pay directly at the pump. The mini mart over there. It must sell newspapers. The person behind the counter must see and hear things. Might be worth asking a couple of questions. You don't quite know why, but Parisian gas stations are always frightening. And check out your surroundings before getting out of the cab or taxi. First let's fill her up. Tank is full. You walk into the mini mart. Behind the counter, a student doing his homework lazily raises his head. Can I help you? Where though? Can't want them all? This serial killer business is crazy. The clerk cuts you off, pointing an angry finger at the newspapers on display in front of him. Have you seen how much the police suck at catching him? You smile and let him keep talking. And we got a new clue. The guy behind the counter barely looks at you as you leave. Alrighty, get in your taxi and drive away. Y'all ever be at like gas stations late at night? Like, when's the last time you've gone to like you've been on an outing and y'all have gone out like late as fuck and you've been at a gas station? I won't say it doesn't scare me. Well, I guess it's partially because of like the city that I'm in, but the real kicker is that what was I gonna say? I was gonna take up a good chunk of time. But I guess it's like the liminal space itself, because it is like a liminal space. I feel like sometimes it's kind of cool But then I always like have like those thoughts of somebody just jumping out, or not jumping out, but like pulling up and being ridiculous. Sometimes it be like that, but sometimes it's just kind of asinine to think that, I'm gonna read the newspaper to get some clues. You pull a newspaper out of your glove compartment and start leafing through it. Eventually, something grabs your eye. It's a rather enthusiastic article about a bar named Napo. You make note of the information with interest. In your line of work, that kind of thing can always come in handy. You turn the page and stop. You read about a third of the newspaper. You keep reading. You stop reading and go back a few pages. You thought you saw something. It's a quite involved article about the infamous police leaks affair. Who, why, and how all that confidential data was released to the public. The Justice Department is now looking at corrupt and violent cops who are known to be out of line. Concerned associations applaud how transparent they are being. Yet, the more you read, the more you get the impression that the journalist does not agree with their methods. You only have a third left to read. Read the whole thing. As soon as you get to the page, you stop. Your instinct tells you to look at. It's an article about the recent police leaks incident that retraces another data leak. 2 years ago, a bunch of confidential police documents were accidentally released. Documents about Ronan Besson, Charles Bougrain, and Simon Gordesher, the judge's 3 first victims. Intriguing. You shut the paper. It'll end up in the trash tonight. If you remember, it's there. Otherwise, it will spend the rest of its days in your glove compartment. Alrighty, let's round up our last ride for tonight. I think another one of them were one of the suspects. So, and I think that's you underneath. 2 teens are walking on the sidewalk. One of them has a huge white rat on his shoulder. You shudder. I'm too drunk to drive. You pull up in front of the address the central office gave you. A crepe joint. Quite a popular one by the looks of the line spilling out the door and onto the sidewalk. That makes me miss Crepe Maker. And I don't even know how many crepe makers are actually still around. You sit for a moment. The door opens and a group of 30-somethings comes into view. All men and women are dressed alike. Sporty running shoes, jeans, small shoulder bags. They're officers from the Paris Anti-Crime Squad in plain clothes. You sigh. They're brutish types. Ones who like to race, tackle, clobber. Ones who ruined the afternoons you spent wandering around Paris in your teens. After a bit, one of them pulls away from the group and comes over to your taxi. He opens the door and collapses into the back seat. He is stocky and of Asian descent. You can see his muscles through his thick winter clothes. He smells like crepes and hard cider and his face is bright red. Hey, what's up? I live near Tunis. He chuckles as one of his colleagues rushes over to the taxi and pulls an imaginary gun from his coat. He points to his badge and screams at you with a big smile on his face. What a douchebag! The other cop eventually backs off and you drive away. Sorry, man. We were having a go-away party for a colleague and celebrating Christmas, too. No worries. Your passenger smiles, then puts his fingers back on his temples. I drank too much. Shit. I'm a lightweight, and they knew it. I think they were trying to loosen my tongue. His behavior changes abruptly, like he's just seen a ghost. One question. Yes. Do taxi drivers have some sort of policy or ethics code? No. He is clearly disappointed. Thanks. Okay. I trust you. I I've been lying to my colleagues for years. I joined the squad 8 years ago, and they all think in a relationship with a woman who lives in Strasbourg, and that we're going to get married. He makes this strange yelping noise, like an air bubble bursting on the surface of a river. As soon as they get too close to Strasbourg, I start making up stories. We've almost broken up 10 times. I I convinced them we're trying to have a kid, but it hasn't worked yet. He sighs. Fuck. Saying it out loud is just the worst. His eyes are getting shiny. I'm gay. A deep breath. I'm getting married in a few weeks. To my boyfriend. Another breath. Longer. Deeper. No one at work knows. Not a soul. The next sentences come out in a rush. He holds his breath the whole time. I like men. I've always liked men. But I work in a police station and listen to the comments to the jokes all day long. When we catch a guy who's never done time before, we tell him briefly what he should expect. We talk about the violence, finally he breathes in again. I say we because I'm in on it. Because I say the F word any time of day without any promoting. The word rolls off my tongue completely naturally. He finally looks you in the eye. They're not mean. Who? He shakes his head. My colleagues are mean people. They're cops. Not mean. Just doing the job. He manages to flash a tiny crooked smile. You know what I'd really like? He pauses. I like to have them over for dinner. Everybody on the squad. They could see my place. We could play a board game, something normal, you know? And they could meet James. He's your husband to be. I don't like how hesitant partner was, but you know. He takes a moment to think about your question. Yes. Soon. He smiles at last. A genuine smile. Can you believe it? We're getting married in 2 weeks. After living together for 9 years. For 9 years, he's been willing to live in a lie. Does he hold it against you? No, he gets how it is. He snickers. He's crazy about me and I'm crazy about him. He knows I love my job and couldn't possibly do anything else. He loves me enough to let me keep lying. He slowly shakes his head. But I can't go on like this. I have to. He freezes. Shit, my head is spinning. I don't feel so good. Why am I telling all of you this? Telling you all this? Why? He grabs onto the seat in front of him. Hey, can you pull over? You stop immediately. He opens the door and leans the top half of his body out. He throws up. You open your window to air out the greasy smell of fried crepes and the sour scent of cider. A moment later, the cop sits back up. Okay. I'm all set. I got it all out. You start driving again. I'm sorry. Really. Breathe. Yeah, you're right. You nod while your passenger moans and quietly says, I'm sorry. Don't worry. He pauses to catch his breath. Shit. I haven't barfed like that since last Easter. They made me drink this South African liquor. Something with cream and cocoa. Nasty. I can still picture it. I was doing shots while they shouted my name. Karate Kid! Karate Kid! Karate Kid? That's kind of racist. He seems uncomfortable. It's my nickname on the squad. How can you not say that they're bad people and they gave you a racist nickname? Like, I want to kick them in their nuts. Karate? Yeah, I was a judo champion. And I am that. I don't I know they have probably like different people writing it, but I still don't like saying like other people's slurs. So he runs his hands along the sides of his body, like he's showcasing it from the Home Shopping Network. So, Karate Kid. Yeah, no, it makes no sense. It's racist. Well, yeah, a little. But at first I didn't say anything. And now, I mean, I'm used to it. He stopped suddenly. Everything's spinning again. Can you? You pull over. A repeat of last time. He holds open the door. He leans his head out, his torso, his arms. The sound makes your stomach churn, so you stare straight ahead. Can I ask you a question? More puke on the sidewalk, a little inside the vehicle. Go ahead. Fine, shoot. He sits up, prompts you to drive. So, here goes. What should I do? Should I keep on keeping on? Should I confess? Should I invite them to my wedding and surprise them? He pauses. That's a long one. Be straight with me. What would you do if you were me? If you were in my shoes? I think you're being hard on yourself. You're hurting yourself rather than trying to solve the problem. You're not going to change your sexual orientation or leave your husband. So there aren't a ton of alternatives. You have to tell them. I mean, like, honest to God, I'll say this. Like, coming out is something that I don't know for sure about it. Like, I don't know a lot about it because I don't really think I've had like a lot of like my friends needing or having to come out, or a lot of my peers having to come out. But like, you have your whole life here. If I tell you to fucking leave, like, you know you want to be here. And if you don't think that these people will do anything to harm you in the while this is going on, because we just found out that they're fucking racist. So if nothing else is gonna happen, then, you know, and you trust enough that they aren't going to do anything, you tell them. Tell them. The truth will set you free. Maybe. Tell them. Wow. I gotta tell them. He looks at you in the mirror. Can you take me somewhere else, if you don't mind? I don't mind. My colleagues are at a bar. I'll go see them. Tell them everything. If I don't do it now, then I'll never do it. A smile of relief spreads across his face. It's not just the alcohol talking? Yes. but I think it's about the 10th time I've gotten wasted this month. That's not good for your liver. You're right. I'm hurting myself. He gives you the new address. I need to tell them now. I feel terrible, but I think I'll feel better if I speak to them directly. Excuse me. His headache is apparently back and has knocked him out a bit. You're used to having drunk people in your cab. Actually, the majority of your Saturday night passengers are drunk. I don't know how to tell them about all this. From the tone of his voice, you can tell he's beginning to panic. I don't think I'm ready. Should I turn around? Turn around. He scans your face trying to figure out what you're thinking. You think that it's your decision. Good then. I want to go to the bar. He seems determined despite his shaky voice. What I tell y'all the other day, or what I say the other day, if you're gonna do it scared. I want to tell them about James. You're about to say something when he cuts you off. My mind is made up. He smiles briefly and you turn back towards the bar. For the remainder of the trip, your passenger is silent. From time to time, he massages his temples. His headache is persistent. When he sees you watching him in the rearview mirror, he raises a hand. Everything's fine. It's cool. He smiles like someone slowly sobering up. Weariness replacing the alcohol, stress taking over giddiness. You stop the car. Your passenger waits for a second. And then all of a sudden, like he just woke up, he realizes you're at the bar. Already? Yes. He pays his fare but is frozen in place. A piece of advice. Tell them how you feel. Yes, right. We know each other well enough. They should understand. In any case, he flashes you a grin. Thank you. I don't quite remember what I said, but thank you. He jumps out of the taxi so quickly you think someone kicked him in the ass. You follow his stocky figure with your gaze. He goes into the bar, looks for his friends, and waves. You drive off. I think we got time for maybe one more ride. Our friend Angelique. Okay, so I think we've already driven 2 out of the 4 suspects. Now we know that one of the suspects is homeless. One of the suspects is gay and on the police squad, which I hope that is great. So I guess I want to kind of take a regular and we're going to go see Angelique. And then I think we're going to call it a quits because I kind of want to make me some ramen. Also, I'm streaming on TikTok tonight. Infected hemorrhoid. Okay, come on, babes. You immediately recognize the passenger who just sat in the back of your cab. Pricey perfume. Fur around her neck. And a strange form of emotional trauma that causes her to say terrible things. Oh, it's you again. You know, you're the fart. I was thinking about the last time we met. You listen to me. I don't often cross paths with people who listen to me and don't make fun. This also reminds me of Taxi Cab Confessions. And I don't know if anybody else has like HBO or well, used to watch like HBO, like when they had like the after night specials and stuff. But Taxi Cab Confessions was like one of my favorite like things to watch when I was younger. Don't tell my parents. But like it was like real, like it was like Adult Swim without like the filter, and it actually showed me like what life was. And this is what like reminds me, you know. I really appreciated it. She flashes a sweet, charming smile. Leaky condom! She gently shrugs her shoulders. Drive towards 16th arrondissement, please. The 16th arrondissement. She presses her lips and manages to stifle the insult ready to escape. Yeah, it's I don't know if they still have them or not. I don't even know if it's like, I don't think they put them on any streaming services, but it's like 2000s. So if you ever want to try to see like some of them, you might be able to find them on YouTube or some like obscure ass websites. Just have an ad blocker. You start the car, praying that this time around your passenger won't say anything during the ride. Your passenger heaves an odd sigh. He didn't even take me home. She's talking to herself, and her voice is steeped in sorrow. I wasn't asking for much, a little tenderness. Rotten phallus! He's my spouse after all. My husband. Married for 25 years. 25 years. Everything all right? She lifts her head up abruptly. Beg your pardon? She lowers her eyes. I was talking to myself. Lukewarm shit. Please forgive me. Is everything all right? I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. He leaves me. He ignores me. Asshole. He sends me a bouquet of roses for my birthday and invites me to dinner. Then leaves as soon as the bill is paid. She freezes. She stays that way for a second without moving or breathing. You okay? Suddenly heaves a deeply sorrowful sigh. Not from the heart, but from her gut. Her bowels. You jerk off? You're young. You raise your gaze to look at your passenger. Perhaps you don't realize what it does to you. Actually, no one seems to understand. She is shaking. Shit! It's all ending. Everything is broken. It's all a waste. She stares at you. You can see the shame in her face. Her cheeks turn crimson. Her eyes fill with tears. Please forgive me. I ask you, bitch, to please, whore. Forgive me, bastard. Look understanding. Don't worry about it. They're only words, ma'am. You pause. I know you don't mean anything by them. Your passenger's voice seems even more distant than before. What if I actually did mean what I was saying? I don't know what's going on in my mind anymore. At first I thought it was dementia, that I was becoming senile. She catches her breath. As for you, you approach your destination. I just left dinner with my husband. He was distant and cold, even though he was the one who insisted we see each other. He even chose the restaurant, La Pierre, a very, very nice place. She shakes her head. I still don't really know what he wanted. He ate almost nothing, didn't drink a drop of wine. It was dismal. Then he got up and left me there alone like a fucking idiot. She smiles. A fucking idiot. That's what I am. One hell of a fucking idiot. She sighs with relief. Excuse me. But I think that did me some good. Your wide eyes make her laugh. Sorry, I got carried away. You look for the right term. Surprising. She giggles. It was the first and the last time. Cross my heart. Silence. The last time. You parked the taxi in front of her place. Your passenger stares intently at her building for a few seconds, like it looks ready to step off its foundation and run down the street. I think it's passed. I feel so much better. I feel relieved. Like, she smiles. Like a dick sucker. Her face flushes. She all but throws her fear in your face. In seconds, she slams the door and runs toward the lobby of her building. Once she's inside, you drive away. I love this game. I love this game so much. All right, we can listen to. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go home. See, I feel like you know more about your clients. You met Peruva. Peruva talked about her soon husband to be. Company cut car maintenance. Damn, I lost that much. You met Hervé. You found out how Hervé got his scar. You met Perrot. So I think we've driven 2 out of the 4 suspects. The next one, hopefully we'll see Claudia and Paul Marie, because I do want to talk to them and, drive them around. Excuse me. I think for the most part, everybody is, and we met like the fucking the fucking Power Rangers and shit. So yeah, I like this. I really like this game. I've been wanting to share with y'all for like so long, because we'll finish up this board and then we're gonna head out. At the foot of your door, just behind the drain pipe, you notice an envelope. It's thick and heavy. You can just make out your name written in thick black marker on the front. Your real name. You take a deep breath and go inside. In the envelope, you find more information, just as Bousset promised. 4 clues discovered. You lay them on the table. You look at the new evidence on the table. It'll take you a while to read everything carefully. Steps in the hallway. They stop in front of your door. Then move away. You crack your knuckles and get to work. Okay, so we can read one of the victim reports. And 2 of the victim reports. And we don't have enough time for either one of these, so we can check both of these up here. So we have that killer fought with victim 1, and victim 1 owed money to the mafia. The killings could be linked to the mafia. Victim 2 had a stolen wallet, so I think Hervé, that has to do something with Hervé. The killer, this is the victim 2 killed in only spot without CCTV. Okay. Alrighty, y'all. I'm finna head out. Because 1, I need food, and 2, I think we're supposed to be playing comp tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I had fun. Go, make sure you go eat. Go, drink water. Take care of yourselves. Go journal, because I do need to journal tonight myself. I might be streaming over on TikTok as well, because I'm trying to get back into the groove of streaming all together, and I've been a little inconsistent, but hey, we all been there with inconsistency. So We probably on TikTok, we're probably going to be playing some Overwatch because Overwatch is, yeah. But I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Yeah, I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Y'all, you know, do all, yeah, do all your self care stuff. And I'm Addict 3000. Bye.